Hello everyone. Today I want to talk about how fasting renews your immune system. So you'll notice that my videos have been a little more sparse lately. Coming into summer, I've been busy trying to take the family to have a little bit of fun, and also we're trying to get a backyard in, so I'm working on that. As well as fixing up the last room in our house to be fixed up, which is our office. I have some chicks now, so I've been trying to take care of them. And everybody at work is on vacation, and so there's been extra work to do each day that has been taking a little bit of extra time. But the other day we went to Dana Point. I guess it's been close to a month now. When we got home, the whole family was sick. My kid got sick, my wife got sick. I mentioned I was sick on one of the videos. They were sick for 3 days before and like a week after I was sick. So both of them were sick for a few days. I got sick. I was sick for about 2 days, and then I was better, and they were still sick for like another week, maybe even a week and a half. They were sick for a whole 2 weeks, and I was sick for like 2.5 days. My wife was convinced that it was because of my extended fast, so I started researching it a little bit. Apparently, there was a study done by USC that said that after 3 days of fasting, your immune system is basically renewed. It takes all your older, weaker, white blood cells and uses them during the autophagy process of the fast, when it's recycling all of the old materials that it doesn't feel like it needs. And as soon as you start eating, it starts producing those white blood cells again so that you have new, fresh, strong white blood cells. They said this is particularly useful in cancer patients who have undergone chemotherapy, because the chemotherapy damages a bunch of cells along the way, because people think that chemo kills cancer, but really it's kind of a broad sword that cuts a wide swath. And even though people use it to kill cancer cells, it's also killing and damaging your normal cells, which a lot of times is why cancer patients don't die from cancer. They'll die from an illness that could have easily been prevented by their immune system had their immune system not had to deal with this barrage of chemical attacks that the doctors were using to try to kill the cancer. Now, I'm not saying that it doesn't work at killing cancer, but we need to do what we can to strengthen our bodies after the chemotherapy has been applied. And I believe that I had read somewhere else that fasting ahead of the chemotherapy actually helped too. So if you were able to fast for a day or so prior to the chemotherapy, and then for 3 days afterwards, then it might be ultra effective. Now, the dangerous part of that is that a lot of times cancer patients are already very thin and weak, and they don't have the strength to do extended fasts. So it's important to know this and get started with that type of a process early in your treatment, because if you wait until the end, when you're lethargic or when your loved one is lethargic, to try to recommend this type of an event, it might not be healthy for them either. So if you have a weakened immune system, then the flu can turn into pneumonia. Pneumonia can turn into blood clots. Blood clots can, turn into a stroke. And so that's why a lot of cancer patients die from pneumonia or from blood clots, when they may have been preventable if they fasted for a few days after their chemotherapy treatments. So anyway, if it works for cancer patients, it's obviously going to work for somebody healthy. I feel like my illness was cut short because of that. Now, it hasn't done anything for my back. I told you guys that my shoulder was hurting. I think I've narrowed it down to, I think it's a pinched nerve. I've been to the chiropractor, I've been to a masseuse. The way that the pain moves around, I think it's a pinched nerve. So I was looking up information on what types of muscles back there could be contracting and causing a pinched nerve. And there was a muscle that runs right down the side of my spine, or the side of everybody's spine, that apparently when it cramps, it pinches a nerve. So that can be caused by what's called a winged scapula. And so I started doing exercises for a winged scapula without any weight involved. I was just doing body weight exercises. They're very simple exercises, pretty non-strenuous, but after about a week of doing those, that muscle seized up on me when I was doing just normal stuff. I was outside setting something down on the ground, and that muscle just seized up. It wasn't even a heavy item or anything. I think it was a piece of plywood that I was just setting down, and that muscle just seized up on me, presumably because I had been doing the exercises which had triggered it. That hurt my back for, well, it still hurts, but it's been, because, you know, when you have a muscle in your back that gets hurt, it kind of starts overcompensating with other muscles, and then those muscles are sore, and then it's pulling and tweaking on your spine in different ways. So now my spine is kind of hurting, but it's a lot better. That was about 2 weeks ago, or a week and a half ago, I guess. It did get better within a few days, and the pain started moving around my back. It's almost better now. I mean, I'm back to working outside and stuff like that. For the first few days, I couldn't really move. It was a pain to even drive in my car. But that, I think I might have a slight winged scapula that's causing that pain in my shoulder. And so I was doing those exercises. And as soon as my back is completely better, I'll be doing those again. Hopefully it won't seize up again, and I can get rid of that nerve pain, because it's kind of persistent at this point, and it keeps me from doing a lot of small motor skill tasks because it irritates it, and then it hurts, and then I have to take a break. So anyway, in conclusion, I think that the fasting absolutely did help my immune system. I think I got over my illness faster. Who knows how many illnesses I have already avoided getting because I fasted and renewed my immune system. And 3 days is enough to accomplish that, apparently. So I plan on doing a 3-day fast per month to help persist with a strong immune system. And hopefully that can prevent cancer as well, because if your immune system is new and fresh and recognizes the cancer cells, then hopefully it gets rid of them. And I think that's pretty important, because at this point, 40% of people have cancer, and I bet you by the time I'm 50 or 60, over half the people in the world are going to be getting cancer from the barrage of GMOs and chemicals and pollutants that we're exposed to. Anyway, hopefully you guys find this information to be important. I will put the link to the USC study below, and I hope you have a good day. Like and subscribe for more keto and fasting videos. I'll talk to you later.